and girls. Today we are going to create a reverse perspective drawing of a room. That's kind of like a pop-up. And this is inspired by two artists, one of them being Raphael, who painted the School of Athens in 1509 through 1511. And his painting shows a good example of one-point perspective. Yes, it does. And the other artist is Patrick Hughes, and he does 3D drawings that are in reverse perspective. So if you go on Flipgrid, you can discover more about these artists, look at their amazing artwork, and check out a couple of YouTube videos about them. And then when you're done with creating your artwork, post your videos of you with your artwork on the responses in your Flipgrid. Have fun, and we will see you later.
You will need a 12 by 16 piece of heavy drawing paper, ruler, pencil, black Sharpie marker, color pencils, glue, and scissors. Line up your ruler from corner to corner and draw a line, making an X in the center of your paper. This will be your vanishing point. Now take your ruler and you're going to find the 2.5 inch mark. Put it on the center of your paper, measure up 2.5 inches from the center and make a mark on all 4 lines. And then you're going to be connecting these marks with your ruler, creating a small rectangle in the center of your paper. Now you will be splitting your paper in half with a vertical line. You need to find the center. The center of your paper is halfway between both edges. Your paper is 16 inches long, so half is 8. Find 8 on your ruler. Take your ruler, line it up with the top edge of your paper, and from the corner, find the 8-inch mark on your ruler. Make a mark on your paper at 8 inches. And then you're going to line up your ruler with the vanishing point in the middle and your 8-inch mark and draw a line, creating a vertical line that separates your paper in half. Now you're going to be creating the horizon line. The horizon line cuts the paper in half horizontally. The horizontal horizon line is 6 inches from the top. So measure down from the top corner 6 inches. Find the mark, find it on your ruler and make a mark. Then line up your ruler with the center vanishing point and draw a horizontal line, creating your horizon line. Now you will be making a second vanishing point that is above the first vanishing point. Put your ruler on the vanishing point and measure up 2.5 inches. Find 2.5 inches on your ruler. Put your ruler on the vanishing point, measure up 2.5 inches, make a mark. Then with that point in the corner of the bottom of your small rectangle, use your ruler, line up those 2 points and draw a line. Do the same thing with the other corner of the small rectangle. Now you have formed a large triangle. This vanishing point will be used for the floor. The small acute triangles are tabs that we will later cut in glue to help form our pop-out. But now we need to create the third vanishing point. You're going to use the ruler to help create this. You're going to find the 2.5 inch mark on your ruler. Line your ruler up with the first vanishing point and make a mark at 2.5 inches. Now that is the third vanishing point. With that point in the corner of the small rectangle at the top, you're going to line your ruler up with those 2 points and draw a line from the vanishing point out to the edge of the paper. Do the same thing with the other corner. Line up with the third vanishing point, find the corner at the top of the small rectangle and draw a line out to the edge. This is your third vanishing point. This creates the ceiling. All the objects you draw on the ceiling will use this third vanishing point. Ceiling objects will use the third vanishing point. Floor objects will use the second vanishing point. Your two walls will be using the center, the first vanishing point. Using a fine point Sharpie marker, begin to outline the small rectangle in the center of your paper. Line your ruler up with the small rectangle corner and the outside corner. Use a Sharpie marker and trace this line. Do the same for all four corners. Do not go all the way to the center vanishing point. Stop at the small rectangle in the center. Find the corner of the small rectangle again and line your ruler up with the line from the third vanishing point and draw out from the small corner to the edge of the paper. Do the same thing with the second vanishing point from the small corner out to the edge of your paper. Do not draw in the center of the small rectangle. The point in the center is the first vanishing point. Then you have the second vanishing point and the third vanishing point. You will use an eraser and erase out all unnecessary lines in the center rectangle. Don't erase out the horizon line or the center vertical line. You can also erase out the tip of the large triangles at the top of where the second vanishing point is and at the bottom where the third vanishing point is, but don't erase out the vanishing points. The small rectangle in the center is your back wall. This is one of the side walls that use the center vanishing point. That's the other side wall that uses the center vanishing point. This is the ceiling that will be using the third vanishing point. This is the floor that will be using the second vanishing point. Once you have the walls, floor, and ceiling drawn, then we are going to be adding objects to your room. I will start by drawing a door. First, draw a vertical line that is parallel to the edge of your paper. Now take a ruler and at the top of that line, line it up with the center for the first vanishing point. Use your ruler, line up these two marks, and draw a line to the vanishing point. This is called a converging line. All converging lines go to the vanishing point. Then figure out how wide you want your door and draw another vertical line that is parallel to the edge of your paper. This is showing that these vertical lines are parallel or form a 90-degree angle with the edge of your paper or the horizon line. Erase out the extra converging line that is not part of the door. Take a Sharpie marker and start outlining your door. Use a ruler to draw your lines nice and straight. Now you can add any extra fun details. I'm going to be drawing a doorknob for my door. On the other wall, you can draw other objects like windows or picture frames. You're going to be using the center vanishing point. Make a vertical line that is parallel to the edge of your paper. Once you have your line drawn, use the center vanishing point to make converging lines. From that line you drew to the center vanishing point, draw 2 converging lines. Now you have to decide how long or how wide you want your window to be. So slide your ruler in, and wherever you want your window to stop, draw another vertical line. Now you have created the window shape. This tool here shows that the vertical line is at a 90-degree angle to the horizon line. Erase out all the unneeded extra converging lines, and then take your Sharpie marker and your ruler and outline your window. Both the window and door that I drew on the 2 walls converge to the center vanishing point. Find the second vanishing point, which is above the first one. This is the vanishing point that you'll be using to draw the objects that are on the floor. You can draw any objects on the floor. I'm going to be drawing a coffee table. First, I draw a horizontal line that's parallel to the edge of the paper, and then I'm going to draw converging lines to the second vanishing point, not the first one, or you'll have to erase it out. Use the second vanishing point. Line your ruler up with your horizontal line and draw the converging line to the second vanishing point. Now you got to figure out the width of the top of the coffee table. So slide your ruler up and make a second horizontal line that's parallel to the edge of the paper or parallel to the horizon line. This is the top of the coffee table. Erase out any unneeded converging lines. Once you have them erased out, then you can work on the legs. I just drew 2 small squares at the bottom of my coffee table. Once you have the squares drawn, which are the coffee table legs, then you can show the thickness of the leg by drawing converging lines to the vanishing point from the bottom inside corner of that square. Outline the coffee table with a fine point black Sharpie marker. Or if you drew a rug, you can outline that with a Sharpie marker as well. Now you can add fun extra details, like, for example, hardwood floor. You can put your ruler up against the back wall and then measure out even spaces and make a mark. I chose every 1/4 inch. You can decide how far apart you want your floorboards to be. Mark them with the little dot at the back wall. Once you have these marks made, then you're going to line your ruler up with the second vanishing point and that mark and draw out from the back wall to the edge of your paper a converging line. The black Sharpie marker trace over your converging lines that are the floorboards.